Boom! What's going on, you guys? Yo, it's Tuesday, and here we are. I was just thinking about my life and thinking about purpose, and I talk a lot about purpose, about like finding your purpose. And, it's crazy, I talk about finding your purpose, and I talk a lot about like even in today's snaps, I was talking about how you can tell a measure of a man by the measure of his problems. People that get spun out and stressed out by little insignificant, inconsequential things, it just tells you a lot about them. It tells you a lot about the content of their character, the strength of their character. It tells you a lot about the quality of the problems that they're dealing with in their life. It's like, okay, well, to this person, this is a big deal, to somebody else, this is nothing, you know what I mean? And I guarantee you, there are people out there in the world doing more with less, doing more with their life situation that contains less providence than yours has, you know what I mean? Especially if you're in America, because we're in the 80th richest percentile of people on the planet, you know what I mean? They're happier with less, it's all so much perspective, you know what I mean? But that's not even what I wanted to come here and talk about today. This morning, what was really getting onto me is I've gone through a lot of self-help things and this, that, and the next thing. It's like, what's your purpose? I've done all these exercises and I found, my purpose is this and my purpose is that. But what I've really realized over the course of my life is that I have had so many different purposes and so many different things that just acted as like carrots. You know what I mean? To drive the horse, like that chick in high school that you never quite could get. You know what I mean? There's just all these different purposes all over the place, and I kept going after him. I kept going after him. And I haven't achieved a single one of them. You know what I mean? But what I'm learning is there's so much, and I've always known this, but now I'm living it. There's so much to be said for the fact that I went anyway, and the fact that I went again, and the fact that I went again, and the fact that I went again, and I went again. And I think that's kind of really the true mark of a warrior, is that you're willing to go into battle for what you believe in, regardless of there's a wise warrior that you're obviously, there's strategy, but when it's a time to fight, it's a time to fight, and the way you do that situation dictates tactics. But what has happened and what I'm seeing manifest in my life, and what I think I can give you today, is because I've always been willing to go and fight for what I want in my life, and willing to go after what I genuinely believed was my purpose in life at that moment, now I have an accumulation of skills and an accumulation of strength, an accumulation of psychic durability in terms of my resilience and my ability to not crumble, my ability to stay calm when I see troubles. Oh my gosh, there's a bear. Well, I killed a lion, I killed a bear by the grace of God. There was a dragon 5 years ago. Yeah, I mean, and so I've got these struggle credentials. And that's what all these things that you're going through in life are giving you, is struggle credentials. You know what I mean? You don't want to be that knight in shining armor whose metal's never been tested. And what I'm finding is that because I've been willing to go, because I've been willing to fight, because I've been willing to fail, I've been able to cultivate, and I've been able to develop a strength that is gonna be what gets me to where I'm going in the next phases of my life. It's the way it's all working. It's the way it's gonna be. That's what's happening, and I'm watching it happen, because now, things are happening and things are starting to move, and my world is just expanding. It's huge how much it's expanding, and I have the internal tools. If I hadn't gone through all the struggles, if I hadn't been inoculated by the failures to pain, if I hadn't been inoculated by the reaching and failing and all those things, then I wouldn't have the character. I wouldn't have the character, and I wouldn't have the tactical knowledge, and I wouldn't have the skill sets to be able to be who I'm going to be required to be in the next moments of my self-transcendence and personal evolution. And so what I want to say to you is, unfortunately, friends, success is this process. It's not even so much success, because if I think back in my life, success, every single step of the road, I was experiencing success. I was happy when I had nothing, because I was able to do one thing, which was do my best to try and superimpose my will over life. it was very interesting, even when I like had nothing, have nothing, all on my own, hours like in the darkness where I know no one's gonna come and save me. I had to crawl myself out kind of thing. Like in every one of those moments, I knew that I had God, one, but two, if I was making a little bit of progress towards what it was I wanted in my life, I was able to unlock an increment of like real, genuine, true happiness. I'm not talking about I go and I get some external thing that brings me some happiness, like I smoke a cigarette, or I go and get some coffee, or I buy that ring or that car I really want. I mean like this genuine, like this different brand of happiness, and that brand of happiness was able to sustain me. Like that brand, that was my bread, you know what I mean, by the grace of God. So what I'm saying is like the success thing really, in my opinion, is this constant unfolding. It's realizing that on every single step of the journey up the mountaintop, the actual mountaintop is encapsulated in every step of the journey. So when you lay your head down at the end of the night, you're able to sit there and be like, man, I made that progress. I did that. I superimposed my will. I got into the ring and I fought. Maybe today I just got my head bashed in, but I went and I fought. I'm better than everybody. I'm better than everyone else that sat on the couch today, at least in my world, in terms of manifesting my greatness. You know what I mean? And there's so much to be said for that. And so when it comes to this whole talk about like success is something you can experience right now today if you can superimpose your will on your life situation in just an incremental small way. Success is going out and fighting and winning, not even winning the battle, because sometimes you win and sometimes you learn. Success is realizing that after your worst dreams come true, you're still here and you're okay. You know what I mean? Like, so we're so ignorant in our judgments of what is successful and what is good and what is bad. You know what I mean? There's so many things in my life that have happened to me that I thought were bad based on my immature, weak lens on reality. This is bad. I lost a job, or I went, I got dumped, or No, I thought it was bad because I was weak and I was not wise and I had no life experience and I really couldn't recognize providence. So, I say all that to say, for me on my path, I've had all these different purposes and all these different, motivations and all these different goals I've gone after. The crazy thing is I really haven't achieved very many of them. But what I have accumulated on my road to my own greater destiny, purpose, and future, the thing that I think is really going to contribute heavily to ultimate success, and what is contributing to success right now, is that I've been willing to go and I've been willing to fight and I've been willing to learn. And so now there's an accumulation of skill. There's an accumulation of a tolerance for pain. There's an accumulation of being able to maintain my personal peace because I've been through a lot of different battles. There's an accumulation of all these struggle credentials and internal skills of character that cannot be taught, that must be learned, that are actually going to be the thing, by the grace of God, that'll carry me forward to success. So you are where you're supposed to be right now in life. You're going through what you're supposed to be going through right now in life. So take a look at it, learn what you're supposed to learn, trust the process, be patient, and apply yourself 110% to the stage you're at in life right now, and you cannot go wrong. Remember, sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. I'm ending it with this. It's not just being consistent. I hear my dad in my head when I say this. It's not just being consistent. You have to be smart. If you just continue to fight and you don't become smart enough to evolve and learn what you're supposed to learn, you're just gonna die tired. So you must be smart. You've got to learn, and you've got to be willing to sacrifice the person you are today for the person that you must be, need to be, and are developing into tomorrow. That's all I got, guys. I think it's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. I make these videos because I love you. Check out the website, ByronRogersMotivation.com. And that's what I got for you today, man. I love you guys. Talk soon. See you tomorrow.